Welcome back to TripleLRusticDesigns. Today in this video, we're learning how to split firewood. Check it out. Hey guys, today we're at the TripleLRusticDesigns shop. I'm here with my father-in-law. He's been working on this Wolfe Ridge wood splitter for the past few months, and today he's going to show me all the ins and outs of splitting wood from start to finish. Before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to Chris Wolfe for helping get us this 28 Pro log splitter. My father-in-law has nothing but good things to say about it, and I'm super excited to learn about it today. Real quick, we do still have a couple t-shirts in stock. We have white and the sage color that he's wearing, and then a blue and brown tank top for women. If you want to check those out, they're going to be in the link in the description below. Now I'm going to pass this off to my father-in-law, and he's going to teach me the process.
So, what we do is we bring in all the logs from the tree service. We get all shapes and sizes. But the goal is to cut them down into 16-inch pieces that are manageable enough to get onto the sawmill. Some are really big, some are really big and heavy that you can only use the single splitter with. The smaller ones, though, you can use the 4-way wedge. And today, I think that's probably what we'll focus on, is the smaller ones.
All right.
Oh, watch that log. So this entire pile is oak, but there's all different varieties of oak in here. There's some white oak and red oak. Those split pretty good. We have some live oak and some water oak that is very difficult to split. Some has a very curly kind of grain in it, which doesn't split well at all, but you don't really know that until you get up here and start splitting. And then sometimes you have to take the 4-way off and just go to the single with the ones that are really tough. But these big ones like this, like that looks like a curly one to me. But some of these also weigh 200 or 300 pounds. Getting them up there is not a problem with the log lift. I mean, that thing works fantastic. Now moving them around after you make a split and getting that 250-pound log back in there to make the second split, that's somewhat difficult. That's why I have big muscles.
And so you can't really tell how it's going to go until you start splitting it?
But I mean, the 4-way, logs of this size, and then ones with a crotch like that, they're the problem. Those we won't mess with either, because those you got to use the single split, and you got to try to split it into 2 logs. If not, you just throw it in the fire.
Okay.
But the smaller ones like this and this, even those we can use the 4-way with. But like something that size,
yeah, that's pretty big.
And like that, we have to go with a single one, and those are very difficult to maneuver around. You got to fight with them.
Cool.
So,
why do we cut the logs down to 16 inches?
16 is the kind of optimal size for the splitter. It can handle up to about 24, 20. But up north, 16 inches is what they cut it to for their boilers inside. Down here for firewood, I mean, really, 14 to 20 inches. I mean, some of the logs, based on where the limbs are coming out, you really can't do all 16s, but that's the perfect size for the bed. What I typically do is you bring all the logs over, try to figure out the best way to cut them, and I buck them up right here. Bucking up is what they call cutting the logs into 16-inch pieces. And then I keep making my pile, and I've been doing this for a few days, trying to get my pile up so I can get back to splitting. What I really need to do is find a partner like True Fuel, because I go through so many cans of that stuff. But I'll tell you what, not using mixed gasoline is the best thing that ever happened to that.
And that's what you use in the...
Yeah, basically that's already pre-mixed. So the blue is Royal King brand, but the red is True Fuel, but it's already mixed. You can leave it sit in a machine forever and it starts right up again. When you used to do fuel with the oil, basically the oil would separate from the thing and then it would get all sticky in the lines and stuff. I've watched pretty much every video there is about wood splitting, and many people have different ways. Some split directly in, some have big conveyor belts that are fancy. Some split directly into a big dump trailer. Some split into a giant pile and then they take it and they stack it all right where they are. My process is I fill this bin up that I built. That's enough to fill, that's about 100 pieces. And then I take a tractor ride out to my area where I stack it. I get to stack it out there, which is the best part. I love stacking firewood. And then I come back, I go get a beverage, rehydrate, and then I come and redo it again. So it's a nice process.
Got a nice routine.
Yes. Now, one thing on this is the 4-way. This thing's kind of heavy, but in the beginning, I used to worry about the pin falling out. There's a pin that goes through there that would hold it on. I don't use the pin anymore. Basically, this thing comes up sometimes. Sometimes it pops off, but I was taking this on and off so much, the pin was a pain in the ass. So basically now you just take it off, throw it there, cut a couple more, you can pick it right back up, put it right back on. So, and actually at Wolfe Ridge, I saw 2 different things that I wish I had fixed on this, which he just fixed, is he put a little flare, because basically the problem would be the pin would stick out, a log would come through and it'd kick the pin out. So I lost the pin that way. But now he has a little flare that makes the logs go around this cylinder.
Oh, wow.
He also, when this goes up and down the log lift, if there's a piece of wood underneath it, it picks the entire machine up in the air because it's so strong. Now he's got it where it's a flexible log lift, where it goes down. If there's a log, it doesn't pick the whole thing up.
Cool.
So the 2 things that I've actually noticed on this, I just saw he fixed both of those. So they're a great company. So.
Excellent.
So, and this thing, little Honda motor, it's been perfect. I mean, there's been no trouble with it at all. Put the choke on, make sure you turn it on. You see, that hasn't been started in a week. So, I mean, but it starts right up. So. And on this, so watch the lever on this side, puts this up and down. So when you put the log on here, you can kind of see how big the log is from that. This, the good part is it doesn't go by itself. There are some out there that are automatic. I would have chopped my hand off many times by now for that. So you have to hold this, which means you can get back and let it do it. Now it goes back automatic once you put it, which is good. And then this, see? So what I do, on these, is stack them up. That's going to be a tough one. And then it's your table to work off of.
Oh, cool.
So you bring that in and you determine where you want that. And you smack it. I've only had one fly up in the air once, but you still always want to sort of stand back and then you just look at each one, determine, you know, these are shorter. That's only about a 13-inch. Okay. So I leave those bigger. But some will, so if you only want to split them in half now.
Oh, and then you can raise it up.
Yeah. And now the good part is for these short ones, you don't have to take it the whole way back. You stop it right there. Yep.
Do you want to split this one again, or is that one good?
Nah. I like to give them nice ones for their money. See now this, see by looking at it, I didn't even know that, but that's the white oak. Or at least we think it's white oak. Or it's sweet gum. We don't know what it is, but it splits very easily.
It looks nice.
Yeah. That's some more of it. See, if it's slow like that, there's usually a crotch or something in there that it gets stuck on there too sometimes. Oh, that'll kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, see where, that's why it was slow, because it basically has not a straight. I always grab it right here, so it doesn't have to go the whole way usually.
Yeah.
Some of it splits easy, some you have to go the whole way through. That's pretty much the process.
All right, so my father-in-law just showed me the ropes of the Wolfe Ridge wood splitter and how to split this wood. I feel pretty confident that I know what I'm doing, so we're gonna get to splitting. Oh, God.
I didn't know that part would be so difficult.
Cool. Oh. Oh, I should have put it down a little bit more. I debarked it. it's a squirrely wood.
Did you say swirly or squirrely?
Squirrely. Swirly. That big one? Wow. Weird.
That's what happens without the pin sometimes.
That piece right there.
All right, so now you split your crate full. Now we take a ride out to the back part of the property and we stack it up where it should season for a year, but people that like firewood down here for campfires don't really care about the season part. So if you're using it inside to heat your house or something, it should be seasoned, but, and it's really all about the stacking now. It's a work of art.
Your favorite part?
Exactly. All right, so you jump on the tractor, take the bin out, I'll follow you on the four-wheeler and we'll go out to the stack.
All right.
Since I'm old and have a bad back, I like to leave it up that high, that way you don't have to bend over.
That's a good idea.
And then you just stack. It's like playing Tetris. You try to make it as stable as you can. I've had a couple fall over, but...
Just find a good spot for it?
Yep. Basically, I build these all up to about this height. So, wherever you want to put them. The thought process is we're trying to build like a privacy fence out of firewood. The problem is people keep buying it and have to tear down my fence. But as you see, I go along here. And last weekend, Miss Kristy sold, I don't know, about a face cord or so, so I had to come and rip down my wall. And that's the oldest stuff I had. So my goal is to eventually fill that little, I don't know, house up with it, have it stacked there, and then work myself the whole way down back, down by the steel.
That's a good idea.
I can put some along there too, but this whole area hopefully will be wood.
Wow.
For next winter, when it gets down to 60 degrees. People need firewood.
Fence looks good so far. It's nice. This reminds me of stacking firewood with my dad growing up in Maine. We didn't do much of the chopping, but we got it delivered, and then we'd have to stack it up so it would dry for the winter. And then we'd stack it up outside and then on our porch. And we'd bring this stuff from outside onto the porch, and then when we need firewood for the wood stove, we'd take it from the porch.
Yeah, most of the guys I watch in the wood yard, back 40 firewood, outside of a shibe, all those guys, I mean, it's truly a business up there. That guy in the wood yard, I mean, he is amazing. He can split cords and cords a day, and he delivers it all.
Like in a big dump truck?
Yeah,
Wow.
big dump trailer. So ours is more for
fun?
For fun. People like to have firewood for campfires.
Yeah, versus to stay warm.
Exactly.
This is fun. It is like Tetris.
Yeah, because what you do is, see, if you have a spot that's high and low, like you then you say, oh, I gotta find one that curves down, and then I gotta stick it like that, because if not, if your wall starts to lean one way or the other,
oh yeah,
it falls down on you.
So you have to be super strategic.
Exactly.
How much firewood do you think you cut in a day?
Oh, I don't know. I probably can cut I mean, I could do a full cord probably. It just gets so hot. I mean, it'll hit, be in the 90s again this afternoon. And I like to do it from about 6:30 a.m. to about 10:30, and then I do it again later in the day. Unfortunately, we're going into the bad part of Florida time. Sweating to death.
How long does it take a gas on the wood splitter last?
Oh, it can last all day. I mean, I filled it up in the morning and split, 8 or 10 hours. So I mean, it's really fuel efficient. So.
Is there anything else you need to do to the wood splitter to keep it going? Like you need like oils or?
Well, it takes hydraulic oil, and it comes filled when you buy it. And it hasn't dropped at all yet. So I don't honestly know how often you'll have to. I mean, there's a clear line on there that shows whether it's, full or not. And so far, I mean, we've had a couple months and I've split a lot and there's been no issues. I'm sure you have to change that oil in the motor after a certain period, but I'm not very good with that stuff. My son will have to get involved in that, I'm sure.
Sounds like something he would enjoy. So this is pretty fun. Is there any other YouTubers that I should watch that work on the wood splitter that you like, or that you find are exceptionally good at what they do?
Well, there's several out there, and it's funny because some are different than others, but the ones I really enjoy are back 40 Firewood. outside with Shibe. There's a guy, young guy with Hometown Acres. I mean, if you want to learn, he's very thorough. I think he's an accountant, and when he talks, I mean, he explains everything in detail. He does a great job. But outside with the Morgans, outdoors with the Morgans, that's really the first time I saw a Wolfe Ridge.
Oh, it was on that one?
Yeah, it was on that channel. They do all kinds of stuff though, not just firewood. I mean, it's about their entire family and life and stuff. That's a great channel as well.
So you said you've been selling a lot of firewood. Has it been worth it? Like, after you bought the Wolfe Ridge, have you made your money back pretty much on all the firewood that you're selling?
I haven't made the money back yet, but I'm quite surprised. I actually, just got it a few months ago, and we're, heading into spring. I mean, it's already was in the 70s and 80s when I bought it. I didn't think we would sell any firewood until next year, but we've sold at least $1,500 worth. I mean, it gives my wife something to do also during the day. So, I mean, we only sell in small quantities, basically 25 pieces for $10 or 50 pieces for 20. And then we have some bins that we fill up, and people show up and grab their $10 or $20 worth. But really, if you put a lot of time and effort into it, you could easily make your money back.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how many people have been buying firewood, especially.
Well, yeah, we have a few restaurants now that wood-fired pizza places and some barbecue places that now come out on a regular and pick up $50 worth and stuff.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the main thing is, I mean, we were trying to, all the extra wood that couldn't go to the sawmill, it was a shame just burning it all day. So we wanted to come up with a better solution.
Yeah, you don't want to waste all the wood that you can't.
Yeah.
Using on the.
Yeah, and I still have a full-time job where, I work Monday through Friday. So, I mean, I really am only doing this now on weekends. And so, I mean, if you put this as your full-time gig, I mean, you could probably make a lot of money. And see, that's basically, that bin is about 100 pieces. It's about $40. And I realize there's way more efficient ways to do it, but I enjoy splitting, driving out here, stacking, taking my time, and I don't know, it's just an enjoyable, relaxing way to do things.
Yeah.
If you truly wanted to pump out a lot of firewood, you could set up different ways, but you could get conveyor belts, things like that, but I don't see myself ever getting to that point, so.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice one. We just stacked all that wood from the bin right here, and it's actually really fun. I did enjoy this, so we're gonna head back up to the wood splitter and split some more. right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video today. Thank you to my father-in-law for teaching me how to split wood, and thank you to Wolfe Ridge for this awesome wood splitter. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for future videos. We'll see you next time.